So, Joshin Master here. Just kind of chilling out after seeing John Wick, which was pretty badass. And just kind of taking into perspective something that's kind of really important. So, the world we live in today is very different. Um, we don't really have very many concepts when it comes, especially with the reality of male and female components in the dating world. The whole standards of how people used to treat one another and how they used to respect one another has diminished significantly. Especially in the dating arena, there used to be a whole concept of women that would be worthy of chivalry, that would be reciprocating and understanding what integrity and honor was. And they don't know what it is today. It is a hookup culture. It is all about how people just want to get out and bang and fuck, and that's what they want to do, as opposed to really taking the time to get to know one another, taking the time to get familiar with each other, and progressively building up the relationship one step at a time. But that is starting to become devoid and very just distant now. It's a very distant culture. And now that, women ask, well, why do I keep getting all of these idiots and douchebags and schmucks? Well, that's what you go for, girls. That's what you go for. They don't. You don't go for good men. You go for guys who are going to slap you around, and you wind up with a kid with the guy, and then you ask yourself, why do I have a kid with this loser? And it's simple. It's because you chose him. And then after dating 5 or 10 bad boys, you start to realize, well, these dudes are losers. They don't have anything going on for them. They don't have any stability. They jump from job to job, and they've got baby mama after baby mama. And the honest to goodness truth is that you bring it on yourselves. You've got to be wiser with people you choose to be around. You have to be wiser. You've got to make better decisions with the people you surround yourself with and who you let into your inner circle. I'm very, very careful of who I let into my inner folds. A person has to demonstrate that they are a person of integrity, honor, morals, and ethics. And above all, that they have a compassion for mankind and humanity in general. If these traits are not found within the individual, they're kept as an acquaintance, but they're not brought into the centerfold, what I call my iron circle. So, the whole point is that if you are looking to date someone of substance, you got to stop trying to put out the energy of seeking the douchebags, the jailbirds, and the assholes, because that's what you're going to get. But the truth of the matter is that that's what women go for. Women like to go for those guys because they feel that that's, the guy's going to give them a thrill. And then after you get up in the morning and realize what you did, then you start bringing that baggage to every single relationship that you go into. And then you blame every single guy. But the truth is, ladies, you only got someone to blame, which is yourself. So, if you're trying to find men of substance, you're not going to find them. They'll find you, if they choose to. Especially the way the world is starting to work right now. Most men have gone, it's referred to as MGTOW, or men going their own way. That doesn't mean that there aren't men who still like to have relationships, but most of it is about the pump and dump. Because that's basically, so the way that the feminists describe it now is that let's promote promiscuity, let's promote all this stuff, and it's like feeding a dog a bone. Guys, doesn't bother us. If that, you think that's gonna try to delay the fact, but what you're doing is that you're just feeding into the douchebags. You're feeding into the guys who like that kind of shit. And so quality men who have ethics and morals and principles, exist. They're still out there, few and far in between. We are a rare breed. But you're not going to find us pounding at your front door. And now, as time continues to tick by, your biological clock ticks down. And men don't have that biological time frame. Men can produce children even into their 60s and 70s. So there is a significant difference in a man's ability to be able to have children as opposed to a woman's. You have, by the time that you're lucky, even if you're by 37 or 38, in some rare cases maybe in their 40s, but the fact is that now that's so delineated now that if you're looking to have a family, you got to do it by the time that you're 30, because after that, your chances of having a decent family, of having healthy kids, is significantly diminished. So, ladies, stop going after the jailbirds and the losers. Unless the guy's trying to really change his life and he's really trying to put a good foot forward and he's trying to make a difference in his life, that's a completely different situation. There are dudes out there who really do try to make a difference in their own lives. They've seen the light of day, they've pulled their heads out of their asses, and they've been trying to do that. But also, by the same token, it's the same thing with women too. Women promote these kinds of men into their lives, and then they try to figure out why they can't find men of substance. The truth is, ladies, is because all the good men, you've chased them off. And so that's on you. And I'm not talking about blue pill, schmuck, beta cuck kind of guys. I'm talking about strong, decent guys who are decent providers and don't put up with bullshit. They don't slap you around, that kind of stuff. But, they maintain their moral grounding, they maintain who they are, and they don't bend over and let you fuck them up the ass. So there are dudes like that who exist. There's a good portion of them that exist. But now most of the guys that you surround yourself are what's referred to as virtue signaling, which is where they talk in a high voice like this, trying to let ladies know that it's okay. And it's bullshit. They're trying to show that they're available, no, those aren't the kind of men you're looking for. That's like dating your little brother. Holy crap. So if you're trying to find someone of substance, know 3 things. 1, they don't back down when you shit test them, because you ladies do shit test guys, and they call you on your shit testing. 2nd is that he's a man of moral character. Take a look at how he treats his family, how he treats his loved ones. That kind of stuff is important. Guys, make sure you look out too. So a quick story about that. Dated this one chick long time ago. God, it was 7 years ago. And even her father warned me. Now, at first I thought her father, was trying to say that just because I was dating his daughter, but I realized she was batshit fucking crazy. Like, I found out that she threw her husband out of a 2nd-story window, her first husband. And, and her friends confirmed it. And so that was a red flag. That's a flag where you cut that shit off. Like, even when the father, like, sometimes sometimes the dad may try to tell you, certain things that can frighten you off. But when the whole family fucking, lets you know that this chick offers scruples, that's a red flag. That means avoid at all costs. So the other contributing factor too is that 75% of all American women have some kind of mental illness or instability. Wow. So they're either border personality disorder, bipolar. They have some type of issue going on mentally. And this is not a crack on people who have mental issues. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just simply saying this is that if you do have one, make sure you let the person know. Don't hide that shit. I mean, it's not cool. It's better to be upfront and honest, so that way the person knows what they're getting themselves into. Um, and there are people who are willing to be in a relationship when they know what they're expecting, as opposed to when you become a chameleon and try to blend like you're natural, and then your crazy comes out, and then the dude's like, oh, I'm getting the fuck out of this shit. And that's what happens. So there's a lot of women out there who do act like chameleons. They will try to hide who they really are. They'll try to hide what they're about. And that's another thing that you men need to that you need to be careful about, is to keep your eyes open. And then also with the single moms, you got to make sure that, if you do get involved with a single mother, you know what you're taking on, because the kids are going to come first, you're going to become cannon fodder, and then all you're going to be used as a resource just to pay the bills while she's out there fucking her ex-boyfriend. It happens a lot. They kind of keep you in what I refer to as the okay corral, and where everything seems like it's okay, but you get on the back burner. So make sure that, if you are dating a single mom, that you keep that in mind. And the other thing, too, is that the kids are part of the package deal. And you're usually going to be cannon fodder. You're going to be treated like shit. So, while you're out there watching the kid, she's out there fucking some other dude. So, another lesson, too, to keep in mind. So, if you are navigating the torrential waters of the dating world, keep these things in mind. And just remember, if she asks you how much you're worth, or she basically asks you how much you make, don't answer. You just say, how much are you worth? And make her feel like you're calling her out being a gold digger and calling her a hoe. So she'll pick up on that pretty quick. The other thing, too, is that if she starts asking you about your job and what you do, your house, you don't need to answer that shit. That's not important. That's not what a man is about. A man is not about how much he makes. It's about how he treats other people and how he leads his life. That's what makes the difference. Anyways, this is Joshin Master out. Just remember, don't be stupid. Question all things and use wisdom. Rock on.